Pour myself some coffee. By the way, I'm wearing a very cool T-shirt, which I'll show you in a second. All right. Good morning, Content Marketing Institute. I'm up very, very early. I think it's 4:15 a.m. Central Time. I'm in Dallas today, speaking at an event for the credit union and loaning industry, financial industry. But I got a bunch of questions from the CMI team. Jody Harris, thanks so much for sending them along, about the travel industry. And I figured instead of typing back responses, I'd actually spend some time to walk through the answers to the travel industry marketing questions and give you some answers that maybe you can turn into an article. I haven't showered yet because it's so early, so this is kind of raw. But let's get started. So Jody asked me first, what makes the travel industry different from other verticals when it comes to marketing? Are there unique market factors, audience behaviors, limitations, or other considerations that impact their marketing practices? And yeah, I think there are. It's kind of a long list, so I'm just going to run through them. But I think the number one thing about travel and tourism is in today's digital world, it's the only industry, or one of the only industries for sure, where the place you do business matters just as much, if not more, than the business you do. The digital world has opened up opportunities for most other businesses where it doesn't matter where you work. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can have a small office in a tiny town in Mississippi and sell your products all over the world, and people don't really care. The world has been flattened by the digital universe. But in the travel and tourism industry, this doesn't really matter, because what you've actually got to do is get people out of their homes and into your cities, towns, and places if you want to generate revenue. So the place you do business is much more important than most other businesses. And this is the central challenge that we've got to overcome and really understand when you're marketing a place. The other thing is, the only way to grow your business and grow the pie, so to speak, is to actually inspire more people to come to your city or your town or your place, which means we have to spend a lot more time focusing less on exactly what we do, especially if we want to grow the slice of the pie and increase demand for visitors. We actually have to focus on getting more people to our place. So if you run a tour bus firm, or even if you run a hotel or you run an attraction, marketing that attraction is great, but you've got to be able to market the place even more if you want to get more people to your attraction. The other big one that industries do face, but travel I think even more so, is seasonality. So in the consumer packaged goods industry, obviously most of them make their money in the end of the year, near Christmas and Hanukkah and the holidays. That's a huge boom time for consumer products. But that's the industry's boom time. For a lot of places, they have even smaller seasonality. So you might have a big festival or a fair that attracts a huge amount of people, or a big conference or event that attracts a huge amount of people. But we've got to start to fill in the gaps across the entire year so you get consistency instead of seasonality. A lot of places are summer destinations or winter destinations. Seasonality is a big issue. And the last thing, and maybe the most important one that I think is very different, but also needs to be considered, I like to say that no one rents a hotel room to travel. They rent a hotel room because they're traveling. And when we understand a deep understanding of the moment of inspiration, the reason people are actually traveling, and then build experiences around that, we actually create a much better marketing plan, and we reach the right kind of people for the right reasons, and we inspire them to come visit for all the right reasons too. Okay, that's oh jeepers, I have more. The last two, I'll do them quickly. The experience is really important in the travel industry, more so I think than any other industry in the world, because you are buying an experience. The good news is experiences are more satisfying than buying things. The problem is we have to make the experience really, really good. We have to maximize the honeymoon period, and we have to maintain inspiration. And what we really need to do is maximize anticipation. And the last thing, social media in the travel industry is probably more important than maybe any other industry in the world. We've got to be able to really leverage the assets we have because people share lots and lots of images and video from their vacations, and we've got to learn those lessons and leverage those. The next question was, what specific challenges do you feel travel industry marketers are struggling to address most? I think there are three main challenges. One, looking and sounding different. Travel industry marketers are really good at telling people how they're different. We're not very good at actually showing us how we're different. I see lots of the same kinds of images across destinations, across attractions, across locations that don't do a good job of differentiating your place from any other place in the world, and we got to fix that. Two, I think there's a real need to try to tell everybody that our destination is for everyone. We've got something for everyone. I hear that more than you could imagine when I'm on the road, talking to travel industry professionals and destination marketing professionals, and even travel and tourism industry events. But I think the real key is being something for someone. You want to leverage that as a wedge or a gateway into them then understanding what else you have to offer. But telling us that you have everything for everyone just makes you sound like everywhere else. And the third thing is delivering that differentiated experience. And we can talk more about those. But those are the three challenges I think that the travel industry folks focus or face more than anything else. The next one is, where do you feel the greatest opportunities lie in this industry when it comes to using content to address those challenges? I think there are three amazing opportunities to leverage content to increase demand for your place. To get people to come. And the central one to that, the first thing that we must embrace, is creating content that markets the place you do business more than the business you do. You've got to increase demand for the destination you serve first. And if you start to really focus on that and really create what I call vacation envy or location envy, you'll be really good at actually then converting those people to be loyal advocates for your brand and to actually stay at your hotel or use your tour service or get on your ferry or come to your attraction. Two, this one's a really hard one because it sounds like you're saying no to other people, but you've got to get rich, target a niche, and that's when this shirt comes in. This shirt says, Virginia is for mountain lovers. Now, you might know that Virginia has a very famous marketing slogan called Virginia is for lovers, but I was just in Roanoke, Virginia, and Roanoke, Virginia is the mountain biking capital of the East. The East Coast, they've got more trails, better trails. They've just been named by IMBA, which is the International Mountain Biking Association, a silver level riding center, which is an amazing phenomenon. There's only one on the East Coast, and Roanoke, Virginia has built their entire marketing and tourism strategy around ensuring that mountain bikers know there is no better place in the East Coast to mountain bike than Virginia, and it's doing wonders. If you want more information on that, you can check it out online. They've done a hugely phenomenal job of really transforming the way they market their place by ensuring they're targeting the right kind of niche. Now, I want to point out, this doesn't mean you're missing the rest of the market. It just means that you know where you're going to create a wedge and a first audience you're going to start with. Three, the last one, is you need the kind of three key elements to tell the right kinds of stories and focus on the right kinds of things in the content you're creating. And we'll talk about these at the Travel Industry Summit, but you need a cornerstone, which is essentially a proof that vacationing in your place is better than vacationing anywhere else in the world for the audience you've targeted. You need a great origin story, or more than one origin story. And the thing is, you need to be telling the story, but so does everybody else. Why is your place such a great place? And what is the myth or the geographic anomaly? What are the things that make it truly unique? And the last thing is, you need to highlight and promote and support the visionaries in your community. Who are the people who are painting a picture of what the future of your destination looks like? And what can you do to spread that word, share that story, and get feedback even from your audience? Those are the three kind of subsets to that last one. Telling great stories that include cornerstones, origin stories, and visionaries. And the last question that Jody asked were, are there things that you feel travel businesses aren't doing well or aren't doing enough of when it comes to content marketing? And there's only one. The one thing content marketers in the travel industry do not do well is they don't leverage the things that make their destination truly unique. There are too many pictures of sunsets and mountains and beaches and roller coasters. And after a while, if I'm looking for a destination for a vacation, every destination starts to look the same. If I want to go to the beach, I can look at 100 different beach communities and beach destinations, and they all look the same. We've got to start showing people how we're different by leveraging the unique assets that our community and destination has and actually elevating those to the point at which people paint a very different picture of your destination than everywhere else. Sure, you have great sunsets, but what is it about your place that makes it unique? So those are the things. I hope to see you guys in September for the Travel Industry Summit. I can't wait for Content Marketing World this year. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to go and shower and get ready for my keynote this morning in Dallas, Texas. And I'll see you soon.